173. Massive card, massive event. We've been looking forward to this when we lost. How many title fights?
4 title fights we lost on this card,
And it was still
but
stacked.
we still had 4 title fights even after
How
that.
crazy is that?
Yeah, insane card, dude, from top to bottom, just fucking nuts. They went all out on this one. Kickboxing, MMA, grappling. Like, was there any Muay Thai? I don't think there was any Muay Thai. No, there was. Suakim. Yeah, fuck. But yes, there's so many fights on this card. We don't have the time to cover everything. So we're gonna skip some fights, and some of these fights, it's crazy that we're skipping them, but just give us a fucking break. We're on like 3 hours of sleep. We're gonna have
Yeah,
to
yeah.
we're gonna have to skip some fights that are worth talking about, and maybe we'll just do like an honorable mention when we skip them. But we can start with the main event.
Let's start with the main event: Superbon versus Noiri.
Bro. Okay, first off, this is a unification fight, right? Superbon's the
Yeah,
champ. He's coming back. Noiri became the interim champ when he knocked out Tawanchai at 172 last time
which
they
is
were in
pretty
Japan.
shocking, right?
Crazy fight. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
insane. And going into this, you're like, okay, well, Superbon got finished by Tawanchai and Muay Thai. Like, is he starting to fade a little bit, you know? And Noiri's coming into his own now at one. He struggled a little bit when he first came over, but now he's like on that Marauder mode. He's breaking shins. He's knocking out Tawanchai. So maybe he's going to be a bit too much. But if anybody can fight off the back foot, it's Superbon. You know, he like says lands those fadeaway high kicks all the time. Dude, this fight fucking delivered. I thought this was so good.
yeah. Noiri looked very fast, and Superbon's one that ended up winning this fight, right? But I wanted to ask you,
hmm
Will, what were your thoughts on that decision?
I thought Superbon won this fight. Um, yeah, Rick Allen real quick says, "How is one still in existence, bro? Heard they aren't really profitable. It's because they put on bangers, and everybody wants bangers." Um, but yes, ooh, Anonymous says Noidi robbed. Ooh, I thought Superbon won this fight. I thought there was a lot of close rounds that could be toss up rounds. To be honest, I was also at this point. It was 3 in the morning, so I wasn't probably doing the best at scoring fights at this point. But like Blunderbird Bub says, hamburger arm, dude, because Superbon right off the bat, he wants to kick. The guy wants to kick. And he's throwing kicks, teeps to the body to create space. Anytime Noidi would get close, he'd hit him with a couple punches, push him away, and then throw this high kick. And Noidi was blocking most of them. But dude, by the end of this fight, we'll see it on the pictures where he's landing this kick. It is mangled, dude. The back of his right arm was tore up, black and blue. It looked like there was like divots in it, just tore up.
Yeah,
But I thought Noidi, and this is the next picture, and the reason I put it here was he was landing this kick to the rear leg of Superbon, where these guys, these Team Facilius guys, Yuki Yoza, Noidi, like they're so crafty at getting their kicks in places. If you can hit somebody where they don't expect to be hit, it's like a multiplier on the effectiveness, you know?
yeah.
If you can brace for a shot, you can eat it a little bit better, right? Sustain it a little bit better. They're so good at mixing in these weird unorthodox kicks in positions where you don't expect to get kicked, in body parts where you don't expect to get kicked. Like no one kicks your rear leg. How often do you see that? There's only
Yeah.
like a handful of guys that really do it effectively. And he would just go forehead to forehead with him and just kick the shit out of his rear leg. And again, by the end of this fight, and you'll see it in these pictures, the whole back side of Superbon's right thigh is just battered, dude. And these guys were just trade. It's like, what do you want? Do you think the leg kicks to the rear leg are more damaging, or do you think these high kicks that are being blocked are more damaging? And I think
Mm.
that's probably the difference maker. I thought Noidi probably could have landed more with his hands, but maybe it's because of the damage on his right arm that he couldn't. But look at this picture. Look at Superbon's leg at the bottom there.
Oh yeah,
Nasty.
rough.
Nasty. And you can see the back of Noidi's arm here too. I mean, it looked like they were in paintball fights. It's crazy, dude.
Look at Olivier Kost's face right there.
I'm just like, oh my
It's like,
god.
oh jeez. Yeah,
But
but it
yeah, I
was
mean, this
a very entertaining fight. I thought it was a lot closer. I really
it was
and
close.
I have to go back and watch it again, but I
hmm
edged it out to Noidi personally.
I mean, he was forward pressure the whole time, and I think,
Yes.
I mean, look at these shots, bro. I think one point of contention here is it is the clinch knees from Superbon. He really did get away with a lot of clinch knees, especially towards the end of the fight.
Hmm.
That like should we be scoring those really? Probably not, right? Like, and if that's the majority of the offense in the later rounds, then maybe you do give it to Noiri. Anonymous says fight needed a sixth
Yes.
round. To be honest, yeah, I mean it was so close the whole time.
Yeah.
It never slowed down. It was Superbon trying to create distance so that he could kick him, and Noiri trying to close the distance so he could kick him in the leg or land shots to the body. They just stood in front of each other and fucking battered each other, and just really composed, just shot for shot, like good high level shit.
But it was a good
Really
fight
fun.
though.
Yeah, really really fun. But Superbon got the win, and he's the champ again. You
Yeah, I
gotta
also
respect
really
it.
like Noiri too. That was part of it. Like last time, I
I
remember
know.
his family like
Oh
walks in
no!
there and
Did you see the clip of him and his son, dude?
no.
Oh, cage side. He goes over to his wife and son, and he's like on his knees, like in front of him, and his son's just fucking bawling, dude. And you're like, oh no, don't
Oh
show me this.
no.
Don't
Oh
show me
no.
this. But
Ah,
yeah, great fight.
it's a
Great
fight
fight.
game, huh?
Yeah,
The youngins learning early. All right.
I know.
We'll move on to the co-main event. We had Wakamatsu versus Pacio.
Yeah, this was a fucking great fight. And again, to talk about how stacked this was, the first fight we just talked about was interim champ versus the, well, I guess the disputed champ. And this is champ versus champ, just like how we had in the UFC. Pacio's going up in weight to fight Wakamatsu, who's coming off a first round knockout of Adriano Moraes at 1172 in Japan last time. Um, for anybody who's not super familiar, Moraes is the guy who knocked out Demetrius Johnson. Wakamatsu went out there and knocked him out. Pacio's going up in weight, and dude, the fight starts. I thought he had it at first, dude. Pacio.
Pacio? Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? After going from watching UFC and the Zhang Weili Shevchenko fight, I was like, I don't know, maybe it's gonna be too much of a size gap for Pacio. And then he cracked him in like the first 15 seconds, and I was like, maybe not.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
Good recovery from Wakamatsu though. But and you mentioned the size because it
Hmm.
kind of does start playing
Then it did.
a role after that, right? In the clinch game for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
anytime I feel like they grappled, you could see a difference in strength and size.
Yeah, and then in the second round, Yuya cracks him with that right hand and then stays on him. He's beating him up in like the turtle position like this. And then they go kind of like sprawl position, and then shout out to one championship in their rule set because Yuya just starts unloading knees to the top of the head of Pacio, and you're like, okay, we can call this, we can call this.
Yeah. Hey, props to the ref though. Gave him every opportunity.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out to Suleiman. I
Dominic
liked
Cruz would
also
be
they had
very proud.
yeah they had three rests for the event, which is good. Let Olivier
Yes.
get some rest, you know.
Give him some breaks. He needs it.
Yeah. Blunderbuff
Oh,
says, I was pulling for Pacio and he went to cage clinch and that was it. Wakamatsu went to
yeah.
work. Yeah. And on the live stream, Phil asked me, he's like, oh, why would he be doing this after he just hurt him? My only thing I could think of is like, if, because we know Yuya wants to grapple him, especially being the bigger fighter. It's like maybe if he's initiating the offensive grappling, then Yuya won't be able to get his own offensive wrestling going. So maybe it was like, hey, the best defense here is going to be a good offense.
Mm.
That's the only thing I could think of. But really, I think what ended up happening is he was able to recover from being rocked, and eventually he was able to turn the switch and say, okay, now it's my turn to grapple, and I'm stronger. And that was kind of it.
Yeah. In Anonymous mentioning the fact that you could hear Wakamatsu's son cheering so loud the entire time. Probably gave him a boost. Oh yeah,
Oh
that dad
man,
strength kicks in, right? And then on
dude,
top of that,
could you imagine you get rocked, you get stumbled for a second, and some guy's trying to finish the fight, and you hear your kid yelling?
it's
Oh
like in
my
the
god,
movies,
dude.
dude.
Yeah, there's
It's
no
like in the
way,
movies.
dude.
And Austin mentions too, and I've heard this also where they say, hey, as soon as somebody becomes a champ, they automatically improve by like 10 or 15%. Like they just level up right away,
Hmm. Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So that might be part of it for Wakamatsu as well. But yeah, we're also gonna skip fights like Will had mentioned earlier, just for the
yes,
sake of time. So in this one, we're gonna jump over to Christian Lee versus Rasulov. Man,
bro, bro.
come on.
When you start to know some of these people, dude, it's different watching the fights, man. The heart rate goes crazy, dude.
The adrenaline starts pumping, dude. You start getting more nervous.
Yeah,
We had an opportunity to meet Christian Lee at the Denver event, right? We
yes,
interviewed his brother, Adrian Lee, and the family just seems so down to earth.
Yeah.
amazing people. Uh, like
Shout out to
truly,
Angela. She collabed on Instagram on our last post. Shout out to
hey,
Angela.
and
Let's
but
go.
truly like family man. Like
Yes.
when we were talking to him, do you remember like he was like swinging one of his
Yeah, he's got
kids?
kids on both arms.
Just like, and even in this one, like afterwards, he was like, "Yeah, my wife's here, my kids are here, they go with me everywhere." Like, so
Yes.
that's not like that's not him putting on a show. Like he's
No,
legit
it's like that.
family man, and I absolutely love it.
Hmm.
So that first round, Rasulov coming
Yes.
in, right,
Hmm.
aggressive grappling right off the bat. What were your thoughts?
Yeah. So if we can keep the picture here, Rich, too. So they fought. Christian Lee had a long layoff, obviously, a really long layoff, and he came back and he fought Rasulov, and it was like, man, Rasulov is a all gas, no brakes, gas tank type of fighter, right? Kind of so is Christian, but you're like, man, Christian's been out for a long time. Can he match this pace in a return fight? I don't know. And he was winning that fight. I think the first fight with Rasulov, but I will say, and it ended in a no contest. I think it was an eye poke. I believe it was an eye poke. I don't remember. But it ended. But I thought it looked like maybe the momentum was starting to shift in Razulov's favor, and I was like, oh no, maybe the
Mm,
gas tank isn't there after this long layoff. And then this fight, so they rebook it, and we get this one. And then, like you said, first round, I'm expecting Razulov to just pressure, 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 and say, hey, maybe I felt him start to wilt a little bit in that first fight. And maybe he wasn't wilting, but maybe it was just like, hey, I'm taking a minute off here so that I can rally again. But
yeah,
even if he felt that himself, I thought he's going to go right back to that same pace. And he shoots pretty much immediately, right? It was
yeah,
pretty quick
it
into
was
the round.
pretty quick. And you know what? For Rasulov, that first round, decent chain wrestling, to
Dude, you could
get
just see
Christian down.
yeah, and you could see the classic, good takedown defense from Christian initially, but then, like you said, the chain grappling eventually gets him down. You see him
Mhm.
here cross the feet of Christian, just classic Dagestani wrestling and MMA up against the fence, cross the feet. If they get the 1 foot out, you make the shelf, and I think the next picture shows the shelf where you see Razulov posting with his right leg and
Mhm.
elevating the leg of Christian on top of it, which essentially takes away all your ability to like do
Yeah.
anything. Um, but then he got up, man. Christian Lee was crafty in those positions, really
Yeah.
crafty, to be
And
able to get
to
up.
Cayman Rider's point, Cayman, if you're still on, agree with you, man. These Dagestani fighters just seem like they're a whole other level. But
Hmm.
when you mention that and you talk about Dagestani fighters and how they're at another level, especially when your name ends in Ov, like Razulov
Yeah,
over here, like, oh, we got trouble. But for somebody like Christian Lee to do what he did was super impressive. He
dude,
got back
because
up.
yes,
And the game plan though, the game plan, and he was like, "Hey, let me weather the storm, man." Like he probably thought he was gaining momentum in the last fight. He's gonna come in
hmm,
super aggressive. Let me just let him empty some of his gas tank, and then
yes.
the second round is mine.
And what a confidence boost of, okay, he took me down, he did all the Dagestani chain wrestling, and I still got up. So now I'm confident if he does take me down, I can get back up. I'm not too worried about the takedown. But then he goes front foot. He's on the front foot now, which is a lot harder to take somebody down if you're on your back foot. So he's on the front foot. He's pushing the pace on Razulov, and he's kind of picking him apart a little bit. Not reckless at all. The first fight, he was like on him, like just throwing a ton of shots. This time, a little bit more calculated, I think. And Razulov was kind of swinging and missing. And I called it out in the second round. At the start of the second round, I was like, dude, Razulov is like really dipping his head forward and throwing punches and like leaning forward. And I
Yes,
was like, that uppercut would be so nice if Christian could throw that uppercut. And then like 2 minutes later, Razulov threw another combination. He's dipping his head. I'm like, ooh, there he's dipping his head. Like the uppercut's there. And then like 30 seconds later, Christian cracks him with an uppercut. And from there, talk about a finisher, bro. God,
jumped on it.
jumped on it, dude. And there was one point where Razulov is backing up and he's just like teeing off with shots. And he legit, those videos where you're like, okay, you just finished your sparring session. I'm gonna hold these pads. Give me like 15 high kicks.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
you're just bah
spammed it.
bah bah, dude.
Yeah, he saw he was hurt to the body. One, he's
Yeah.
getting gas. Two, he's hurt to the
Hmm.
body. Let me just spam this kick to the body real quick.
Yeah, and I rocked him with the hands, so he's already like out of there, and just three body kicks back to back to back, all on the liver with his back up against the fence, forces this panic takedown, sprawls on him, hits him with an anaconda choke, and while he's in the anaconda, just unloads like 10 fucking knees on the top of the dome, dude. I mean, just what a finish, dude. What a finish.
Which was awesome to see because you saw it with Wakamatsu and then Christian Lee, those
Hmm.
similar finishes. And
Yes.
Austin asking about my reaction to this. I know I wish I would have watched this with you guys because I was
Yeah.
super pumped as I was watching this, dude. Again, a
Yeah.
huge fan of the Lee family, so this
Mhm.
one was a good one for me. And I stayed off social media, right? I didn't see who won any of the fights. Well, we didn't talk about it,
No.
right? And so when I was watching it, I was nervous
Dude, it's
for
it's
sure
it's different
because
when
I was like,
yeah.
I don't want to like talk and be all sad on the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Man, and then you see they bring out he's got the two belts. They bring out the belt for him, and you can see the relief, dude. It's been so long. I mean, the last time Christian Lee, he hasn't lost a fight in forever, but even the last time he won a fight was 2022, man.
Look at that picture right there too,
I know, I
man.
had to throw that in there, dude.
Like
Him
Adrian
and
holding the
Adrian, look how
belt. Look at
proud,
the.
dude.
I was just gonna say, look at the pride, dude. The way he looks at his big brother, you could just tell like he idolizes
Yeah,
him, man. You
bro,
know.
it's just so sick. And then, yeah, I mean, the Bond, dude. We talked about it in the last Adrian Lee fight that we covered, but like, it's just so sick to see, so sick.
Yeah, I love it. Well, okay, congrats to the Lee family. Big win. We'll see what's next for both of the Lee brothers, but I'm looking forward to seeing them back
Hmm.
in there.
Big
Um,
things.
big things. We should try to get Christian on.
We should. That'd be cool.
Yeah, yeah, we'll reach out.
Shout out to Christian,
Uh, Takeru versus Denis Puric.
bro. This this was fucking awesome. I knew when they booked this fight, a lot of people were like, "What the fuck?" But it's like, dude, okay, let's look at what Takeru has done so far in one. And like, yes, he's a fucking world beater, but he loses his debut against Superlek, then he beats Tanzin in kind of like a hey, let's get back on track win. But he got dropped. And then he fights Rodtang at 1172 and he gets knocked out. So it's like, yeah, he shouldn't. He doesn't have to be fighting Rodtang and Superlek back to back to back to back over and over again. Like, oh, what are we
Mm,
gonna do? Give him Nabil in a kickboxing match? No, like it makes sense. This is a fight that makes sense, and Puric called for it. I thought it makes sense. And Puric is a dog, dude. Puric hits hard as
yeah,
hell. He's hard to finish. He's tough as nails. He's gritty. And Takeru came out there like a man possessed, dude. The way he started this fight was classic Takeru. It was so cool to see. Uh, man, the first knockdown, I think it was like a 2-3, puts Purge down, and I'm like, oh, dude, that's tough. But Purge got up and he was kind of poker facing a little bit, but it was just, dude, Takeru, when he goes hard, dude, it's so sick
yeah.
because
The
he's so
speed
crisp.
and the accuracy, even though he's throwing
Yeah,
fast, right? And like, there's this. I think it was the first knockdown. He hits him with the right, and at the right's what stuns him, and he kind of
yeah.
grazes with the left, and then he
Oh, and then
hits him
he
again with the right as he's
as he's
going
going down.
down, and
Yeah,
then Dennis gets back up like, dude, that was a shove. And I was like,
yeah,
no, dude, you're on your way down, bud. And he is
yeah.
having to sock you again while you're on your way down. But awesome performance. And Takeru coming out and saying his next fight's going to be his last fight, calls out Rodtang.
Yeah, and what was sick too is like, so he drops him the first time, he drops him again, he's kicking his legs. He goes down from a leg kick that I thought the fight was over. I thought he broke his shin or something. Um, but he didn't. Puric was just tough as nails. He ate it. And then, dude, Puric started throwing heat back. And he was landing on Takeru. And like Anonymous says, Takeru just smiling. He was getting cracked, dude.
Yeah.
And
At
I
one point,
genuinely,
hands down, walking forward, like with this like swag. And I was like, hey, dude, let's
yeah,
not do that.
Puric hits hard.
Yeah.
And going into this, a lot of people were saying like, "Oh, after that Rodtang fight, Takeru's washed. He doesn't have a chin anymore. All this stuff." And you're like, "Dude, Rodtang also just hits hard as fuck. Maybe it's just that."
Yeah.
And I wonder if the smiles from him getting hit are him being like, "Okay, yeah, I can still take shots." Because maybe on his own mind, he's like, "Can I? Can
I'm
I
sure
still
they
take
probably
those
go through
shots?"
that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They
but
have
he
to.
ate some big punches from Puric, and yeah, he just walked right through him smiling, and then eventually he finishes him, and then yeah, you're like, the interview was like emotional, dude, and you could see the relief. because he even said, he was like, if I come to one, he lost the first fight against Superlek, and he was like, if I lose again, I'm done. Like I can't. If I lose twice, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I'm retiring. They gave him this one more shot. He beats Puric, and you could see in the interview, you could tell he was like contemplating, is this my last one? Am I going out on a win right now, or do I got one more? I don't know. And then he goes, no, I do got one more, and I want
And for
Rodtang,
him to make that last one Rodtang, dude, like
the
just
guy who
goes to
just
show
knocked
how
him
much of a
out.
legend this dude is. Because he could have gotten
Yeah,
out on top if he wanted to, but he's like, no, I want that one back.
I want the guy who just knocked me out in Japan.
Uh,
And Rodtang comes in all Miami Vice with the suit, with all Chatri
digging it,
style with the
digging it.
yeah. And there's a lot of there's always excuses or whatever. I came in compromise type stuff. And the fight with Rodtang, Noiri was the one who mentioned it, saying that Takeru had like a cracked sternum or something going into that fight. He wasn't able to train for like 2 weeks
Oof.
prior. Takeru never mentioned it or anything. And you're like, how much of that was that? I don't know. So now it's like, it's compelling to me. It's a compelling
Yeah,
rematch.
yeah. Okay. Well, we have two fights left we're going to cover. I'll let you cover this one real quick with Superlek versus Yuki Yoza.
Oh, dude. Yeah, we're skipping Marat versus Onpo, but that was a fucking banger. If you guys didn't see that, definitely watch it. But versus Yuki Yoza is two wizards fighting. Everyone was like, this is going to be the battle of the leg kicks. It was. These guys are, I mean, Superlek is literally the kicking machine. But Yuki Yoza, I don't know if there's a better, especially low kicks, I don't know if there's a better kicker in the game as Yuki Yoza. His
Mm.
understanding of it, it's like we talk about Islam Makhachev, and you're like, okay, cool, we created some cool jiu-jitsu stuff if you're Craig Jones to kind of have some tricks that will work against the Dagestani wrestling. But Islam's like, dude, I grew up doing this. Like, it's a lifetime of this. I know how
Yeah.
it feels. I understand it. The tricks are cool, but like, I know the answers. That's Yuki Yoza, dude. It's Yuki Yoza with kicking. And first round, very close. Very close. I actually thought Superlek won the first round, but it was, again, very, very close. But um, you could tell they're trading kicks. By the time the second round was going, though, barely any punches were thrown in this fight. Like
Yeah.
they were throwing punches every once in a while, but really nothing too crazy. They would open up at the end of the fight or end of the round maybe with some punches, but um, Yuki Yoza does this thing where they both know they're leg kicking, so now they're both floating in. And what I mean by that is like they're when they step into the pocket to throw something, they're lifting their lead leg, ready to check basically,
Mm.
ready to check a leg kick so that they can throw theirs. And so Yuki Yoza they'll float in, both of them, and he'll just like hook the ankle of Superlek with his own ankle and then just like pull it down or pull it to the side. And then as he does that, Superlek's stumbling and then he just bangs a kick to the rear leg. And he's just doing that and cut kicking every time Superlek would throw a kick, he'd kick that rear leg, the planting leg, and he's falling over. And you're like, dude, he's doing this to Superlek. Like, he's doing this to the kicking machine. It's just a fucking masterclass, dude. If you want to watch just crazy, cool, creative striking, and I said this before Yuki Yoza signed with one, I thought this is the guy. When they got Takeru, I was like, oh, maybe they'll get Yuki Yoza. They got Noiri, and I was like, oh, maybe they will get Yuki Yoza. And then they finally signed him, and like this was what I was waiting for with Yuki Yoza. This guy is something else, man. He's so fucking cool. So, and he called out Haggerty. I'm like, let's fucking go, dude.
Yeah,
I need
for
that.
sure.
But great fight.
And then the last one we're going to cover, Stamp versus Kana.
Yeah, we got to talk about Stamp, right?
Yeah.
I just realized I didn't put any slide. I didn't do a slideshow for Yuki Yoza. That's my boy, and I did him dirty like that. This one had a lot of questions too, right? We talked about it with Christian Lee coming back, and like in his first fight with Rasulov, he looked like he gassed a little bit, maybe a lot of ring rust, maybe. And in this fight, Stamp's coming back. She's coming back to kickboxing against Kana, who's been active, dude. Kana's been super active. And I was like, I don't know, man. It's just tough. She hits the stamp dance. We got to do the stamp dance, right? She killed it.
Yeah.
She killed that. She looked like she was enjoying fight week, you know? She did
I just
after fight.
missed being in there, dude.
Yeah, and she said she had a lot of nerves, all that stuff, of course. But the fight starts, and Kana is just fucking in her face, dude. I think we were all just like, holy shit, dude.
Which is genius.
Yeah, genius.
Don't give her a chance to settle
Yeah.
in.
Yeah,
Right?
it's like, hey, I got a little ring rust maybe. I'm coming off ACL surgery and then a setback in the ACL recovery. Now I'm back in here. It might take me a couple minutes to kind of get my bearings right again. Kana's like, you're not getting a couple minutes. I'm fucking in your face. I'm kicking you in the legs. I'm punching you in the body. I'm kicking you in the head. Just working all the way up and down, up and down, up and down. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Um, and Stamp, I mean, to her credit, stood her ground, right? She backed up against the fence, but once she was up on the fence, she was throwing back and she was throwing with some heat, especially in the first round. Um, and she cracked Kana a couple times, and Kana just didn't give a fuck. Did not care.
Yeah,
Didn't care.
and look, Stamp looking very strong for this fight, right?
Mm-hmm. Look jacked.
She did look jacked, and she was game. She ate a lot of leg kicks right, like next to the knee.
Mm-hmm.
So if anything, she probably came out of this fight, and I know that she lost, but she probably came out of it thinking like, okay,
We're good.
good,
We're
we're
good.
good, we're ready to go. Like ate some big leg kicks,
Mm-hmm.
traded some hard shots, but we're good. Hey,
Yeah.
shout
No.
out Pepper.
Hey, shout out Pepper. Sorry, I'm hella late. It's all
Pepper,
good.
did you pull an all nighter last night as well, Pepper?
Pepper was up, bro.
Yeah.
Pepper was up. Anonymous says, seems like all K1 fighters come in, lose, have tough fights, and then come back 3 times stronger. Yes, and that's also why I picked. I struggled with the Wajima fight. A lot of these Japanese kickboxers, they come over, and yeah, it is different, and that's what Chatri said, right? And everybody clowned on Chatri, and he's like, yeah, these fighters, these top Japanese strikers, they come over and they get crushed in one. So like, what does that say about us? And it lit a fire, dude. Everybody's like, oh, I'm coming to one then.
Yeah.
Like they do struggle a little bit, it seems, at first, and then yeah, they level up. I mean, Noiri knocked out Tawanchai. He lost. He lost. I think his first 2 fights in one, and then he became the champ, and then just had a very close fight with Superbon. Yeah, he
Also
lost
dig
his
in
first two
both of
fights.
their fight gear for sure.
Yeah, we were talking about Super Saiyan Stamp versus Perfect Cell Kana.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. It was really good.
But yeah, great fight, great return for Stamp. It's like both their stocks went up because it's like, okay, Stamp's good, she'll be back, and also Kana looked phenomenal, phenomenal.
Well, what a day and night
Yeah.
of fights, huh? We covered a ton. We covered UFC 322. We covered 173. Will shout out again to you and Phil for holding it down all night. Your boy here had to go rest his eyes around 3:30 in the morning and just didn't wake up again until you text early in the morning.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but hey, dude, a lot of fights, a lot of fights.
A lot of fights.
The bonuses, a lot of bonuses handed out.
Yes, Takeru got one, obviously. Yuya Wakamatsu got one. Christian Lee got one. All deserved. We didn't talk about it, but Ty Rotolo had a fucking. He pitched a shutout. A man. That guy is something else, man. He is a man possessed, even in the striking. Then he just crazy striking to then end up with a submission is so sick. And then Suakim was losing the first 2 rounds against Peacock, and then got the knockout. So that was really cool. So he got that. And yeah, Anonymous says Wajima's going to murder his next opponent. I agree. He's getting kind of overlooked a little bit in that performance against Nabil. He lost, but he showed some things in that fight that I'm like, ooh. He he touched Nabil with his left hand a few times, which nobody does. Nobody touches Nabil, and he did. So Wajima, definitely keep an eye out.
Hey, everybody, Romero and Will here. Thank you for watching that short clip. Just so you know, that was a small excerpt from what we covered this last Sunday, right, Will?
Yeah, we cover the entire event every weekend. So this was just a cutout from the live stream that we did. The link to that live stream is in the description. So if you want to hear about the other fights that night, it's down below in the description. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell because we go live every Sunday to cover events. And if you do that, you'll know for next week and you can tune in and be in the chat and get featured on the show just like everybody else was on this clip.
We hope to chat with you live.